As we look in the cow participle today, a little bit of insight. The Hebrew participle is focused on presenting an action or state as ongoing. In English, we put the ing after walking, running, eating, whatever. Something that depicts ongoing, a characteristic or defining what's happening. It's not primarily about when something happens, but about what is happening, the condition that's in progress, or the role being lived out. For example, in Psalm 1:1, blessed is the man who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. To walk is the word halak. You might remember halak is a cow, 3ms cow part, a cow perfect. To put it in the participle form, it would be, hold on, we got to remember, halak. Blessed is the man who does not halak, who does not walk in the counsel of the wicked. The participle halak, walking, doesn't describe sort of the single moment, a single step taking that's done in the past. It describes a pattern, a life. The blessed person is not defined by an occasional failure or success, but by the direction they're currently walking in. So we're not. Well, let me do it this way. Scripture often uses participles to describe both God and God's people. For example, God is the one who is creating, he's saving, who's judging, who's faithfully keeping his covenant. Where his righteous people, those that belong to him, are those who are walking, trusting, waiting, fearing in the Lord. All those participles, those ing words, are talking about their continued movement, direction. And this matters because faith in the Bible is not merely some past decision we made. It's more than just a present reality. It's a purposeful direction. So we're not living in the past. We're in the moment, moving towards a direction, a specific focus. The participle invites us to ask not what did I do, but who am I becoming? Where am I going? The participle reminds us that God's work is unfinished, but still ongoing, still active. And so we're not frozen by our past. Our past isn't what defines us. A lot of people struggle with their past. We all have a past. Most of it's not good, some worse than others. But we're not defined by our past, and we shouldn't let others define by our past. We should be defined by the path we're on, the direction we're moving, nor do we need to be anxious about the future. Because our future is assured. And if we stay on that directional path, that purposeful direction, that movement, we're called to faithfulness now in the ongoing, continuing journey, continuing walk. So if we're still walking toward the Lord, even whatever pace that might be, maybe some of us are moving slower than others, some are moving faster. Maybe some of us need to pick up the pace. I don't know. But if we're continuing in that journey and we're living within the covenantal promise of God, moving closer towards our destination, it's to be with God. And so the participle helps to bring this out. It's to see faith is not proven by a single moment, but the direction of a life that is still in motion, it's still moving. And that's the strength of the participle. The participle has much flexibility. And so today we want to dive into chapter 22 and look at how the Hebrew participle works both in the active and the passive voice. So